It's something inhuman.
It was a big mistake acknowledging this doll. And through that, the inhuman spirit tricked you. You gave it permission to infest your lives.
Yeah, that's a clip from Annabelle. We will be learning more about her as we make our way down on the list. Yay for creepy doll stories! Hey guys, I'm Court McGinley and welcome back to the most amazing top 5. Before we get started, I want to remind you to stay tuned until the end of the video as I will be answering your questions and reading comments. Also, don't forget to leave your questions down below so I can answer them in an upcoming video. Alright, let's get started on our list of the top 5 creepypasta stories on the internet. Coming in our number 5 spot, Jeff the Killer. Yeah, Jeff the Killer. If you've never laid eyes on this infamous image of Jeff, then consider yourself lucky. Basically, it said Jeff is a serial killer who hides in the closets of his victims and whispers out, "Go to sleep," before he kills everyone in their house. Yeah, I don't know about you guys, but if I heard those words coming from my closet, sleeping is the last thing I would be able to do. What's even more creepy is his appearance. His face is smooth and pale, and he always has a huge creepy grin on his face. He also has small eyes that have no lids. He's easily one of, if not the most recognizable creepypasta. His image has appeared on thousands of forums. In his origin story, it said he was in a fight and somehow chemicals burned his face and caused him to go insane. After this, he murdered his family and disappeared into the night to make guest appearances in your nightmares. Yeah. No thank you. And at number 4, No End House. So when it comes to scary movies or TV shows, haunted houses usually play a large role. They're pretty much the center for a scary narrative. So No End House actually promises people $500 if they are able to survive a trip through its 9 rooms of torture. The deeper you go in, the more sinister and evil the rooms become, pushing the limits of the person's psyche and humanity. Yeah, $500 to be scared for life, I definitely don't think that's worth it. That would pay for like 1, maybe 2 therapy sessions that you would need to have after leaving this house. I do believe in ghosts and all of that, so yeah, this wouldn't be for me. Plus, it makes you wonder, they wouldn't just be throwing around $500. So whatever's in there must be pretty messed up for them to give you several $100s for making it out. Would you enter this house? Let me know why or why not down in the comments. At number 3, Annabelle. So thanks to The Conjuring, we all know about the Raggedy Ann doll and paranormal investigators Ed and Lorraine Warren. To this day, they have artifacts from hauntings displayed in their museum. But of course, the item that attracts the most attention is the Annabelle doll. This doll has been confirmed of being possessed by a ghost of a girl who was buried underneath an apartment building. Before being locked away, Annabelle was constantly being found in strange places, and people claim that they could hear her moving over in the next room. But the craziest thing that happened was about a man named Lou. One night, Lou was sleeping and he woke up in a panic after having a nightmare. But once awake, he couldn't move. He then glanced his eyes down towards his feet and he saw Annabelle. Annabelle then began to creep up his legs and went on his chest. She then started to strangle him and he passed out. The next morning he woke up and he was convinced that what had happened wasn't a dream. Yeah, that is creepy. As mentioned before, Annabelle now lives in the museum. She's locked in a case that is holy water encrusted. There's also a notice on her case that says, "Warning, positively do not open." Coming in at number 2, Slender Man. This is one I've read too much about. Before Slender Man became popular in the video game world, he haunted the forums of the internet. Slender Man is a tall, skinny man who has a white, featureless face. He wears a finely pressed suit and has extremely long limbs. Slender Man is said to prey on children in particular, but also those who become obsessed with his existence. Many people have claimed that they have seen the shadowy figure off in the distance, most commonly spotted in the woods. While some of them say that Slender Man has appeared at their home. It's said that if you see Slender Man, he will start stalking your life. He will look at you through your windows as you're sleeping and follow you everywhere. One person who made this claim is a popular YouTuber named Shane Dawson. In one of his urban legend videos, he talked about his own personal experience with Slender Man. He said that once when he was 7 years old, he was in bed trying to fall asleep, but he felt like someone was watching him, so he turned to the window and saw a man with no face and a black suit looking in at him. Also, let's mention that this man must have been tall because his bedroom was on the 2nd floor. There has also been stories in the news of teenagers killing their friends because they claim Slender Man told them to do so. Another teen set her house on fire because Slender Man told her to do so. So yeah, a lot of bizarre stories happening around this legend. There's even a Slender Man movie coming out this summer, so yeah, that's terrifying. Apparently it's going to follow 4 teen girls who perform a ritual to debunk the lore of a tall, thin, horrifying figure known as the Slender Man. They soon fear that the legend is true when one of them suddenly goes missing. And of course it takes place in a small town, as all terrifying movies do. Alright, and before we jump into our number 1 spot, I just want to remind you guys to please show some love by giving this video a big thumbs up and subscribing to our awesome channel. And once again, stay tuned until the end of the video as I'll be answering your questions and reading comments. And if you would like to be featured in an upcoming video, then make sure you leave those questions down below. And in at number 1, Robert the Doll. This story brings us all the way back to 1906. A doll was given to a 4-year-old boy named Robert Eugene Otto. Robert named the doll after himself. The person who gave him this doll was an unhappy servant of the family who practiced black magic. Throughout the boy's childhood, his parents would hear him playing and talking to the doll. But the strange part is, they would hear the doll talking back. At first, they just passed this off as Robert talking to himself in a different voice. But when they asked him about this made-up voice, he didn't know what they were talking about. Shortly afterwards, neighbors reported seeing the doll move from window to window when the family wasn't home. And even the family admits they occasionally saw the doll running from room to room out of the corner of their eyes. On top of all that, the doll was often caught blinking a lot as well. Robert ended up passing away in 1973, and his doll Robert was left up in the attic until new owners bought the house. The family that moved in had a 10-year-old daughter, and she took a liking to Robert, so she kept him. And it wasn't long before this little girl would wake up in the middle of the night screaming, saying that Robert was running around the room and tried to attack her. This doll is said to be one of the most haunted objects in the world. Also, a fun fact, the Chucky doll was actually inspired by Robert. Alright, and it's that time of the video where I answer your questions and read comments, so let's get started. Chris the Assassin said, please can you do a top 5 dumbest criminals? Ooh, that is a great suggestion, Chris. I will put that one on the suggestion list for sure. There are so many out there, we can probably even do a part 2 as well. On our list about the Queen, MA asked, why do you choose this topic? Because who doesn't want to learn more about the Queen? She is quite the interesting lady. Next, it's Brandon said, you guys really have to stop shoving your political opinions in our faces. We want a neutral source of information. This should also apply to IO. Well, I definitely know I didn't shove my political opinion in anyone's face. I simply said one opinion in one sentence of the video. But thanks for your concern. Well, there you have it. That's a list about the top 5 creepypastas. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to show us some love by giving this video a big thumbs up and subscribing to our channel, and of course turning that notification bell on. Also leave any and all your questions so you can be featured in our next video, and I'll catch you in the next one.